What's up, everyone? I am so happy to be back and making a video. I will warn you, this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a tutorial using Microsoft Teams and Microsoft SharePoint. I'm going to show you how to make a custom list in Microsoft SharePoint in Microsoft Teams so that your teachers can put in an automated supply request that automatically sends an email to the supply team letting them know what they need and an opportunity for the supply team to provide feedback about that request. This can be used for supply, it can be used for SST, it can be used for anything that needs automation. Hope you enjoy the tutorial. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle, where I make videos weekly on all things EdTech, how to supercharge your online presence, and provide inspiration for teachers. If you like my content, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I make a new video. If you're returning, thank you so much for your support. Follow me over at Instagram, where I would love to engage with you more. Let's go. Here we are in Teams, and I'm going to move pretty quickly. As you can see here, I have a team here called EdTech Madness, and I have a couple channels that I've created. The general tab is automatically generated anytime that you create a new team that cannot be deleted, and you cannot change this field. From any channel, you can click on the channel and go over to the right-hand side, and you see 3 dots. From here, you can choose Open in SharePoint. We know that Microsoft Teams app is just that. It's an app, but behind the scenes, everything is actually a SharePoint site. When I clicked on those 3 dots and I went to the SharePoint site, I am automatically inside Documents. Now, if you notice when I click on Documents, these folders are the channels from my team, okay? And just like if you create anything, it goes into this SharePoint site behind the scenes. Any document that you upload, conversations that you have, it goes into the SharePoint site. You can always click on Home, and from Home, it actually looks like a landing page of a website. You could actually add to this, make news on the front. You could put your daily bulletin here. You can add a slideshow of images of things happening around the school. This can become sort of like your landing page of your intranet portal. And at my school, we have one on the old SharePoint, so I could make this into a new SharePoint. But I really love how Teams gives you the ability to house everything in one place. And the teachers don't even really need to know that SharePoint is behind the scenes if you think it will complicate things. Now, from Site Contents, I'm going to add an app because today's tutorial was all about showing you how to make a simple supply request emailed workflow to your supply team for productivity, ultimately. The whole goal of today's video was to create a supply request form that is automated and sends an email to the supply team and possibly even a layer where they can provide feedback and it will automatically email back the teacher. So we just want to work on the productivity at our school and organization. From here, I'm going to choose New. I'm going to choose App. It looks very similar to the 2013 and 2010 SharePoint behind the scenes. As you can see here, I'm going to choose Custom List. And I'm going to call this New Supply Request. I'm going to call it New Supply Request because I already have a supply request in my workflows, and I don't want to get confused. Okay, so from here, from New Supply Request, click on it. And this is the format for the new list. This is where teachers would go to put in a new supply request. When you click on New, you see it opens up a form. And we want our form to look a little bit different. We don't need the title field. We want to change some of the options and customize it a little bit. Now, from here, whoops, I'm going to cancel that. I'm not going to leave that blank. Okay, so I'm going to add a few custom columns. I'm going to choose Add a Column, and I know the first one is going to be just the teacher's name. So, Teacher. And I chose Person and Group, so it pulls from our school. Then you click Save. I'm going to add another column, and this one is just going to be a single line of text. This is going to be the room number so that the supply team knows where to deliver the items. Whoops, did I forget that? Okay, so let's try that again. Room number, and I didn't click Save. For this next one, I'm going to add a column, and it's going to be multiple lines of text because this is the supply request. And in the description, I'm going to tell the user to be descriptive, be descriptive, such as like size, quantity, etc. Okay, multiple lines of text, click Save. Now, you may want to add another field in case your supply team wants to give a yes or no. And so yes or no that it's been completed. And then I'm going to say in the description, supply team only is going to check this. I want to change the default to no because the answer is no until they click yes. And I may even want to add a little column for feedback. In case the supply team wants to say, oh, we don't have this in stock until next week, they can have a little area for feedback. And I could say supply team only. Okay, so now as you can see here, I have all of my columns that I want on my form, but this title column, I don't want this title column to show. It's pretty big, number one. Sometimes I like to just change the name of the title to something like room number, but it really takes up quite a bit of space. So even if I drag things in front of it, the title column is still quite large. So I like to just hide that column altogether, and I'm going to show you how I do that. To do that, I always like to click to the return to the classic SharePoint because I feel a little bit more comfortable working there. So I clicked on the bottom left-hand corner to that, exit the new experience and return to the classic experience. And from here, I go to list settings. I choose advanced settings. And I'm going to make sure allow management of content types is checked yes. Okay, you're only going to leave that on for just a minute just to remove that title field. So I checked yes. And then I move down to the bottom and click OK. One thing, you can revisit this later, but if you want to make the classic experience for everyone every time they visit the site, you can check that here, or you can just leave it at the default or the new experience. So that's a really important thing to know if you just really feel more comfortable or your teachers feel more comfortable using the old SharePoint format. All right, so you're going to click OK. From here, you're going to go down to the content type. It was an item, and this was the title field. As we can see here, the title field, and I'm going to click on that, and from here I'm going to hide it. It's going to be hidden. It will not appear in the forms, and then click OK. Okay, so let's go back to our form, and you still see it here, but we can go to modify, and remember we're in the classic view now, but you can go to modify, and you can just uncheck the title field, and then you don't see this from this view, nor do you see it from the form view. Okay, we've got teacher, room number, supply request, completed, and feedback. And of course, this is the classic experience. So if we exit that to see what it looks like in the new experience, as you can see here, if you click on new, content type item field is still up here because we didn't go back to the settings and remember to uncheck it. We checked it so that we could remove it from the form, but it's still visible. So if we go back to the SharePoint list settings, advanced, turn it back off where we started, then click OK. And now when you go to the form and you click new, it's not there and it looks a lot cleaner. So you really get to decide if you want to use the classic SharePoint or if you want to use the new view. All right, so our form looks good. Now we need to set up the workflow. Now, I like the new form for doing a workflow because this automate button is right here, and this is where I start my workflow. In the old versions of SharePoint, I always use SharePoint Designer, and I haven't quite figured out how to do workflows other than using this automate feature. So you're going to go to automate, and you're going to go to manage rules. Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to go to power automate. From here, you're going to choose to create a flow. You just want a simple workflow that when a new item, a new supply request has been entered, it immediately notifies the supply team. So you're going to send an email to the supply team. Okay? That's beginning to work. You want to make sure that all three of these are checked. Okay, now before we were migrated completely to 365, I was unable as an ET to create workflows, but now that I've been migrated, I have the capability of creating a workflow. So I click create. Okay, from here, I'm going to choose edit, and I'm going to rename this to new supply request again, okay, because it's the name of the workflow. And these are the parameters that whenever this website where my supply request is housed, someone requests a new item, it immediately will send an email. And this is the body of the email. And all I want it to say is a new supply, or let's just say a new supply request has been submitted. Now, you can use these dynamic content or expressions to put into the body. Like you can put the teacher's name, you can put the room number, you can get it to pull from the details, but I like to keep it really simple. I just really want to put a link directly back to the list so that if you get the email, you can just click on the list and go look at the list. So let's get the name of that list, which was right over here. We can actually, I'll show you an easy way. You can always go to Site Contents, New Supply Request, click on the settings, and this will tell you the exact link of the location of the list. So I like to copy that, go back over to your workflow, and a new supply request has been submitted. Let's put a little page break in there because this is the code you use. I just use this bracket BR closed, and then I paste the link. So now this is the link to get back to the list. Now, here, I learned that this little expression here will send an email to me, to the creator or the owner of this workflow. And I just like to delete my name because I may not want to be on that list. And I'm today just going to actually type my email address because I'm going to pretend like I am the supply team. So whenever a new item is created, email this person to let them know. And the subject is always going to be new supply request. So that's 3 times now I've used that. The body of the email, hi, Michelle, a new supply request has been submitted. I actually like to put a little break in here too, so there's a little space in my email. Anytime that you want something in one of these emails to be on its own line, you want to use some code to split that up, or they'll all just be like one big run-on sentence. Okay, so from here, you just click Save. Okay, and it's saving, and it says the flow is ready. And now I'm going to go and actually put in a supply request, and let's see if I get the email. All right, so I'm going to click New, and my name is Miss Alexander, and SharePoint really likes my last name first. Okay, my room number. The request is that I need 5 packs of copy paper and a new light bulb. Period. Okay. And I'm going to leave this alone because this is for the supply team. And I don't have anything to attach, and I'm going to click Save. Now, from here, I'm going to open up another browser. I'm going to open up my email. And let's see. I'm just going to refresh. Sometimes I found that it can take a couple seconds. Whoop, I heard that. New supply request. So I click on it, and here it is. Hi, Michelle. A new supply request has been submitted, and here's the link to the list. So the supply team can go directly to the list. Okay, here I am back in Teams, and I want to add my new list in my team. Underneath my EdTech Madness team, I have a channel called Facilities, and it's only appropriate that I put the supply request within Facilities. Click on your channel, choose the plus symbol, choose Lists. You can choose from an existing list, or you can create a new one straight from here. Again, I like to do it on the back end within SharePoint. I've never even done it from here, but that's my next feature I'm going to try to see if it moves even faster. I'm going to choose Add an Existing List. Here is my new supplier list. You can even, link it to one that is not necessarily housed in this channel, but remember, permissions could be an issue. So it's best to build your list within the team so that whoever is in that team can have the ability to put in items due to permissions. I clicked on New Supply Request, and you can see it's right here embedded. You can choose New Item, and you can fill out the form directly inside Teams. It just makes it so easy and user-friendly to have everything in one place. I hope you found this tutorial useful. I know there's probably many different ways you can accomplish the same task. This is just the way that I do it and the way that works for me, but I would love for you to share ideas. Just leave your comments below. I'm just an ET trying to increase productivity and help, make processes work and flow in my school. So good luck and have fun. Bye. Okay, so I cannot believe you made it to the end of the video. I had to take a break. I had to get me a Caesar salad for dinner, but I had so much fun working on that video. I absolutely enjoy working in SharePoint. I love Microsoft Teams for education. If you leave me a comment below, I will promise I will respond to you. Follow me on Instagram and we can talk more about industry standard, and then you can help me because I don't really know what I'm doing when I'm using SharePoint, but I'm having a lot of fun automating tasks and increasing productivity and helping my school in different capacities. So thanks for watching and see you next time.